welcome to Career Infusion. I'm your host, Tracy Kane Lofty. Career Infusion is brought to you through the Lofty Group, which is a consulting company that focuses on career development and organizational leadership strategies. The purpose of Career Infusion, of course, is to inspire and to motivate you to reach your professional career goals. And so we interview individuals from every area you can imagine. And today our focus is on the entertainment industry. And this segment is called Living, Loving, and Laughing Through Music. I am very, very, very delighted to be able to have Chuck Bazemore, the internationally acclaimed musician, drummer, here in the studio today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to read his bio very quickly, and you'll see several photographs taken throughout his career. Chuck Bazemore, also known as John Todd Bazemore Jr., is an internationally acclaimed musician and drummer. He started playing drums in West Philadelphia from elementary school to high school. After graduation from Overbrook High School, he started playing drums for the Delphonics from 1967 to 1969. After leaving the Delphonics, he decided to become a freelance drummer for many artists, including Patti LaBelle, Barbara Mason, The Times, The Vibrations, The 3 Degrees, The Stylistics, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, Major Harris, Nat Turner, Rebellion, The Futures, Weather Report, Gloria Jones, Blue Magic, Eddie Kendricks, David Ruffin, Glenn Jones, Rosemary Clooney, Martha Raye, Victory Bailey, Kelly Simone, and many, many, many more. Okay. So we are going to kick off the show with a video of we'll be able to see Chuck performing it was from the Boom Boom Room, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Nadir.
Yeah, Nadir. Yes.
Nadir is actually the key performer. If we could switch to that video.
Baby, you understand. Sometimes you see that I'm mad. Don't you know no one alive can always be an angel. When everything goes wrong, you see so bad. Well, I ain't just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. let me be. Misunderstood. Oh, no, let me be misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I tried so I tried so hard. Don't let me be misunderstood. Thank you so much for joining us. Please visit me at www.nadiorganorgan.com. That's Nadira Noor Jahan.
That was really great. Chuck, you are legendary. And again, thank you so much for joining us. I really would like to know, how did you get started? When did you start playing the drums?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I started playing the drums when I was like little. I was like about probably about 4 or 5. I used to play on oat milk boxes, and I banged around on oat milk boxes. And my uncle Bob used to say, "You got rhythm." He says, "I think you're gonna become a drummer." And I went to elementary school. I started at George Brooks Elementary, and I took drum lessons there, and that's when everything first started playing drums.
Great, great. And what is your fondest memory as a child playing the drums?
My fondest memory of playing a child as a drums, that's something that I always wanted to do. And I just banged on everything around the house and just ran my parents crazy.
So you were the original drummer for the Delphonics. And how old were you when you started with them?
Okay, I was the second drummer for the Delphonics because the first drummer was, let's see, Jerry, and I think his name was Kane. Jerry Kane, I think. And then I came in when they started the band. It was me, Dennis Harris, and Michael Sugar Bear Foreman. That's when we first started with them. And then we started touring with them. And that's how I got my big break.
Okay.
If it wasn't for Robert Hart, Poogie, and Randy Kane, I wouldn't be here now talking about it.
So was that a big adjustment for you to start touring?
Yes. I wanted to go in the studio. I did some things in the studio, but not a lot. The studio had everything sewed up. Earl Young was the drummer in the studio back in those days. And I decided, well, since Earl has a studio, I'm going to go on the road. And everybody wanted me to play drums for them, so I went on the road
Okay.
as a freelance drummer.
Okay. And so from the time you toured with them to probably more recent times of touring, do you see a change in the way touring occurs?
Do I see a change? Basically, everything is still the same. You know, everybody still goes out there and play live music and basically do the same thing that's on a record. As a tour drummer and a studio drummer is something different. A tour drummer is somebody that goes out there and play the exact same thing what you see on the records or what you hear on the records, but you improvise a little bit and just watch the group and play certain accents.
Okay.
That's what they do now, and that's what I did then too.
Okay. And you've also, though, performed in the studio.
I have performed in the studio, but not that much in the studio. Yeah.
And do you, your preference, though, would be touring or?
My preference was going on the road touring, so this way I can see the world instead of doing studio work.
Okay.
I let the other guys do the studio work, and I do the touring.
Okay. And so, how have you been able to juggle all of the career that you've had with all of the touring that you have to do and performing evenings and all? How have you been able to juggle that in your personal life?
Well, that was real easy. by I had a certain unique style. Everybody called me Heavy Sound, and that was my nickname. Everybody called me Heavy Sound because I had a heavy foot and I had a light top, and with my unique style, me playing, everybody started seeing me with that style, and they walked over and says, "Well, who's that drummer?" You know, and they says Chuck, and then they come over and ask me, says, "Do you play with the group Steady?" I said, "No, I'm a freelance drummer."
Okay.
And they said, "Well, give me your number." I gave them the number. I go on tour, and I keep rolling and rolling. That's how I wind up with all these different people.
Okay. Very good. Very good. We are going to cut to one more video right now, and this is with Eddie Britt.
Eddie Brett, yes, he's my cousin. Matter of fact, I found this out later on, but he passed away,
Okay.
and I found out later on, like about almost about 3 months before we made this video, that he was related to me. I had no idea. So we got together and just me and him as a team, and we just went down to Philadelphia and had a jam session down there, 7161 Lounge in Germantown Pike. And we went in there and just did our thing with no rehearsal. And that's how we did Luther Vandross song.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and cut to that video. So, Chuck, how has the music industry, changed since you started?
The music industry changed a lot. Now everything is like computerized now. I kind of noticed that. You do have some people still go in the studio and play live music and really put the feeling in there, but a lot of them right now is programmed. I noticed that they program drums, they program keyboards, violins, and everything else. And when I was coming up, everything was live. I see the change in that now. And I notice even when people doing concerts, they have like tracks of on stage, like not a video, but like a music track instead of live bands. Some have live bands, and some have music tracks, even with voices.
But still, most people still want to hear live music. When they go to a show, they want the live music.
Live music is the best, I think.
Yes, yes. And so I'm wondering, for those who are seeking to break into the industry now, into the music business now, what tips do you have for them?
Tips what I have for them, you got to be very motivated and stay positive of exactly what you want to do and follow your dreams. That's the main thing. If you really want to become a singer, drummer, guitar player, whatever you want to do, just follow your dreams and get good at it. Once when you get good at it, go to jam sessions. When you go to jam sessions, somebody will notice you. And when somebody notices you, just keep going to jam sessions, and one day you probably get that break.
So I know with the consulting business, Career Infusion, I always tell individuals about the importance of networking. So it sounds like that really is almost like a form of networking, just staying out there, getting your name out there, and letting people know your skills.
Yeah, a lot of people doing that now. I see them doing that now on Facebook. I see them singing on Facebook, playing guitars on Facebook, playing drums on Facebook, piano on Facebook, and they market themselves on Facebook now. And sometimes you can get discovered that way too.
Right, and so a lot of musicians now have a portfolio. So there could be like a link to videos, just like we showed the YouTube video. Performers now have these electronic portfolios, and you can really see people perform. Because of course, if you're going to get hired for an event, people
Yes.
want to know how well do you play.
Yeah, that is true. And by them doing that, you can market yourself doing that. And once when you market yourself doing that, and things can change. Just like you just said earlier, with the media out there seeing you, people who don't know you will see you. And by you doing that, you can go from there.
Okay. And what about getting recognition? So let's say you fill in to play on a record. What's been your experience on getting recognized in the line of credits? And I would have gathered that really is very, very important this time for royalty purposes and all.
Yes, things has changed now because you're talking about back in the 60s, like they used to hire musicians just to go in the studio and just pay them just to play on a record. And a lot of them didn't get royalties. And the royalties came along later on, just like when Earl Young, Ronnie Baker, and Earl Young, Ronnie Baker, and Norman Harris. That was a team at Sip and Sound Studios. That started everything, and then everybody started getting royalties then. I went in the studio with Bobby Eli, Roland Chambers, and Kenny Gamble, and let's see who else who was there. Anthony Jackson bass, and I was on the drums, and we were doing Billy Paul's album. I don't know if I got royalties for that, but we got pictures for that to prove that we were in the studio then at that time doing the 360 Degrees album. Yeah.
Okay. So you have performed for numerous musicians, numerous events. Is there one performance in particular that stands out in your mind?
Yes, I love the Delphonics, and I hated to leave them, but I really love the Delphonics, and I love Patty, and Major Harris left the Delphonics, and I like working with him too. and a group who I really liked didn't really make it that big, and it was a group called the Futures, and they sounded exactly like the Temps, but they had probably the wrong management or the wrong promotion or whatever, but they could have went really far. Now I like them a lot, and I enjoy playing on the road with them. Uh, Rosemary Cooney, she's funny, and Martha Ray. When I was down at St. Petersburg, Florida, at the Bayfront Center, when I was playing behind them in mid '70s or middle '70s, they were a lot of fun too, and I enjoy them. You know,
Okay,
but
very
the road
good.
life is great. I just love the road life, but things going to change now because I got married.
Right. So, yes. So you're like almost still a newlywed almost. Um,
Yes, it'll be 2 years coming up, the 27th of this month. Matter of fact, not only that, but I got a little baby now, a little girl, and her name is Cassandra Johanna Bazemore,
okay.
and she's a year and 2 months.
Okay. And she is beautiful, and you have a beautiful family.
Oh, thank you so
You
much.
have a
Thank
beautiful
you.
family. Now you are on Facebook. We have more questions to ask you, but you are on Facebook and Twitter, I believe. So on Facebook, it's Chuck
Yes, I'm
Bazemore.
on Facebook as Chuck Bazemore. They see me on Facebook as Chuck Bazemore, and it's open. I don't know, like if I can get you as a friend, because I got like 5,000 friends. But if I delete somebody and I know you, I can get you in.
Okay. And Chuck still freelances and is available. And we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Welcome back. I'm Tracy Kane Lofty, host of Career Infusion. And again, I am just so honored to be interviewing the legendary drummer Chuck Bazemore.
And thank you again for having me.
Yes. So on this other half, we are going to talk about balancing career and family life. And then we'll also talk with Chuck regarding his next projects. So you have a lot of events you have to perform throughout the country. How are you balancing all of this with your family?
Well, a lot of musicians and a lot of entertainers know they usually call me now because I told them that I'm gonna be taking off for about 4 or 5 months because I got married. And so I told them when you want to get in contact with me, you can get in contact with me right between July to September, and then I can go back on tour.
Okay, alrighty. So you have a very good support system, it sounds like.
Yes, I do. My wife is very, very supportive, and I love her dearly for that because it's hard to be out there on the road being a musician, and having somebody home. People want to put stuff in your head that's wrong, and for her, she's very supportive. That's all I can say, and she trusts me, and that's good. That's the main thing.
So would you say that, I'm sure though that having your family and all a very strong support system has helped you to stay focused?
It makes me stay focused very, very much, and I love that, and I love her for that too.
And when you are on the road, do you, I'm sure your faith as well plays a part in your just being motivated and staying focused?
Well, when you're on the road, the main thing what you do is just enjoy yourself and study the music or the parts what you got to do when you go on stage, and when you come off, just go back to the hotel and study music again and sleep and have fun the next day and go swimming or play tennis or something. Just keep your mind focused and just do the right thing.
So we have some viewers who are not musicians. Many of them are not musicians watching this show, and they're probably wondering, how do you keep all of these tunes in your head? Do you memorize everything? Do you ad lib a lot? Improvise?
They sent me an email of a song list, and what I do is, on their show, what they show me, I look at the video. And when I look at the video, I listen to the songs, what they're doing. If it's too hard, I can write the charts out. This way I can get it inside my head and study it inside my head, so when I'm on a show, I don't need a chart. I already know it by heart. That's what I usually do. Or else, like if they have another song what they throw in the last minute, I'll get on my iPhone and put my headphones on and listen to the song real quick, and then I go out there. And that's what we usually do.
Okay, alrighty. So what words of wisdom do you have for the up and coming musicians?
For the upcoming musicians, what I would have for y'all guys out there and y'all ladies out there, just like I said earlier, just stay positive, just follow your dreams, and just keep doing what you're doing and be good at it. And once when you be good at it, you will get discovered.
So again, everyone, stay motivated, have a very good support system. Make sure that you do get recognized for the work that you do for recordings and whatnot. And you can promote yourself by having videos. That was one of the things that we talked about in the earlier segment. Mm-hmm. And again, Chuck continues to perform throughout the country, really.
Throughout the country, in the United States, and out the country, out of the United States, yes.
Mm-hmm. And so, as part of your legacy, what is it that you want people to know about you?
What I want them to know about me? That's kind of hard. My style. Okay, my style, everybody calls me heavy sound, and my style is like a heavy foot. Like I got that bottom, that pocket. That's what a lot of musicians call pocket. As long as you got that pocket, that's what they like about you. And I got that pocket.
Okay. Well, we want to wish you very much continued success. And you are so very, very talented. And I tell you, talent really speaks for itself. You know, sometimes there are singers and they require all of the backup equipment, but it's those singers who can really sing that have the careers that last a lifetime. And Chuck, your skills are unremarkable, and your talent has lasted you through generations, and we know that you're going to continue to perform. So thank you so much for being on the show.
And thank you.
That concludes our show. Thank you.
Thank you.